Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. Now, I have been really wanting to start work on something Christmas related, and so today that's what I'm going to do. Now, it's not what you might think. In the past, when I've done Christmas videos, they've involved stuff for my 1/12 scale doll's house. But today I'm going to be doing something Christmassy in 1/48 scale because, well, why not? And what we're going to be working on is the Gingerbread Cottage kit. Now, this was the 25th of December gift in the Petite Properties advent calendar, I think in 2022. And as of yet, I've not done anything with it, but I think it's time. So I'm going to unpack the kit and have a look at the instructions, and then we'll come back and get on with it. I got the pieces out and I've had a look at the instructions, and I've actually coloured a lot. They were all white to start off with, obviously, but I've actually sort of skipped ahead and got these coloured because we've had some people outside working, and I knew that if I started filming, the minute I started filming, they'd start making a noise. So I did this, and hopefully now my internet is all sorted. But I've got all the pieces to make what will be an open backed gingerbread cottage. Now, it's not going to be very big, that's my base. This bit I need to colour, that's my next step, and I'm thinking about doing a faux stone technique straight onto this. I also think I'm going to need a little base for it to stand on because I want to do a bit of something around it, and I've got just the material, but I haven't got it here, so I will have to sort that, fetch that. It's actually in my little stash of things that I keep at work. So I'm going to work on the base because everything has to be stuck onto the base. Now, I've actually coloured these with an alcohol marker. I wanted it to look like gingerbread, inside and out, and so what I decided to do was, I could have painted it, but it's only mount board. It's not that strong when you're painting individual pieces, and I would have needed to have painted the inside at least first. And I thought, I'm going to give it a go. I'm just going to try the alcohol marker, and it's worked. And now that is terracotta. Yeah, I've used terracotta for this, and then the various pieces will fit together around this base once I've prepared the base. And you get an idea there of the size of it. So yeah, I'm liking this. I'm going to go quite traditional. I've got my sheet of trim. Most of my trim is going to be white. I am considering putting some kind of shingles on the roof. Obviously it's got a gable. Got my roof here. It's got a bit of a gable. That's going to be a bit harder to do with whatever I decide to shingle it with. I've got an idea. I need to see if I can make it work. And yeah, this should go together quite quickly. The actual basic build of the house. Oh, and yes, as I say, I'm going to paint most of these white. Paint being the best way to get white. I've got some artist grade white paint, which will mean I won't have to put as many coats on, hopefully. So yeah, white trim, and then maybe some extra bits of fancy smanciness once it's all together. Having done Ansel and Gretel's Candy Cottage last year, I think that was, I don't want to go down the complete lots of sweeties and candies and things on this one, but I do want to make it quite Christmassy. So yeah, I've got to get my thinking cap on, and yeah, so I'm going to go and prepare the base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scribe into the board with probably a sharp tool in the first place, and then maybe go over it with a small ball tool to increase the depth of the bits in between the stones, make it look like the stones on the floor anyway. And when that's done and I start sticking it together, I'll be back. I did my floor in a sort of vague stone effect. It's not going to be that visible, I don't think, but I did it in a grey marker pen after I'd scribed all the lines that I wanted in place. And then what I've done is I've just gone over the lines with a pencil crayon. It's just made a bit darker in between them. Yes, I know the stones aren't particularly regular. I don't care. It will do in these circumstances. Now I've started putting the gingerbread cottage together, and I've attached both of the side walls. And at this point, I've actually gone off-piste. I have jumped ahead a bit with the instructions because it said to actually attach all of the walls before you attach these inside details. You can see here on the windows and the fireplace there. I know from past experience that if I'd done that, it would have been really difficult to have got my fingers in to do the things. So even without the roof on, it would have been difficult. So I've just sort of added those in at this stage while I can get in, and it's already a bit tricky because it's quite small. Now, what I've actually been attaching, aside from the fireplace, are the inside pieces of the window, and these have got tiny little pieces of clear, probably acetate, it's clear plastic, which gives you your glazing. And what you do is you stick those onto the wrong side of the internal window trims, which the right sides I've actually painted them all white. You let that dry, and then, as I've done here, you pop a bit more glue onto the plastic. I know that's going to spread, so just hold on. Big, so there's a glob of glue there, and then you just pop these over your windows, and then externally you've got glazed windows. I've done the same with the interior of the door, and this is now ready to stick into place onto here. Now this obviously just fits into place like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more glue to the bits of my base. Like so, and we'll put a little bit on there at the sides of the door. Put that down there, and then all I need to do now is I need to put a little bit of glue onto these pieces that are going to fit into the other pieces, and then this folded in and this all folded in. We are going to try and get everything lined up first time. I do believe I've done it. Now that all fits in together, leaves you your little steps sticking out. And then if I find my clean toothpick, I can just go and remove any glue that's popped out. There isn't much on the exterior, and I can probably just wipe it off on the interior. A little bit down the here. Now I am going to give this a reasonable amount of drying time before I mess with it any further. I think that the next piece I need to do is actually attach, I can't attach the chimney, it's attach the roof, and the roof's obviously in two pieces, so the roof's going to fit on here and then the other piece will fit on there. I'm liking how it's coming together. It is a straightforward kit. I do find this with the Petite Properties kits, and as I always say, I'm not associated with the company, I'm just a fan. And yeah, I'm liking it, and I'm already thinking about how I'm going to decorate it. Now I think this is going to turn into Santa's grotto, and what I'm thinking is, I don't know where you are, but here there's been a bit of a movement in recent years for these sort of Christmas experiences where you go and there's lots of activities to do, and you can go and visit Santa, Father Christmas, as part of, you know, a day out. And I'm thinking this is going to be Santa's grotto. It's going to be a little cottage, so I'm going to try and find a nice little chair for Santa to sit on, and maybe see if I can find a small enough Christmas tree. I do have some little trees, but I think they might be a bit big for inside, so I may have to look at alternative ways of decorating inside. And I think then what I'm going to need is maybe something in there to cover with presents and things. What is coming together, and aside from having to paint all of the trim for outside, which is quite a bit of, but that's going to be white, at least it's not going to be too complicated. I'm getting on really, really well. I have applied some more of the details around the outside. I still think that I did the right decision in sticking the interior bits on the front one on before I stuck that on, because I would have struggled getting those lined up in there. But it's starting to come together, and it does tell you to put the windows and things on. I've stuck that one on just because I wanted to see what it looked like, and I figure it's not a difficult one to get out of place. So I'm going to put my last window on, which has to go on at a bit of an angle. And I've rearranged everything because I was working, and now I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be in focus properly. I had everything where I needed it before, more or less. So I've not been doing so good this weekend. This has been the weekend because I've got a cold again. But it's been a bit of a nasty one, and I've been coughing and spluttering a bit, and even if I could have sat here and had the energy to stick bits together, you didn't need me coughing and spluttering at you. So that is the other window on, that's the final window, and I'm now going to attempt to stick the roof on. Now, my glue is quite runny, which is fine because I got quite a bit around here to fit, to give a dose of glue before I put the roof into place. Now I'm assuming that with these end pieces that the roof overlaps them slightly. I haven't actually looked. I probably should have done. I'll put that down there, that onto there, and then we'll get our piece of roofing. Now, yes, that's going to overlap, isn't it? Because I think what I need to do is I need to get you into place on the top, because I've got to then get my chimney stack in there, and we're just going to hold this in place a little bit, and that is looking good. I do like these kits. I mean, this one is literally just made out of mountboard, whereas the bigger houses I've got some MDF panels. They're quite substantial, and I like that. I like that. Oh yes, that's really nice. Now all I'm going to do is I am just going to why are you not sticking on that side? Because I can't actually put it down on there so that I can do this because of the porch at the front. You do need to hold it, and hold it longer than you think you do. But yeah, that's looking good. We've got a nice space inside. Now I've seen a lot of people who have put in a loft or a second floor there, but I decided not to, because I don't think it is really high enough to put a proper second floor in, and I do kind of like it as it is with the exposed roof, and I've got some glue in there, so I'll clean that up on that side, a little bit more on this side. A lot of this to be done. It won't really be visible because it does dry clear, but it's best not to get too much in the way. Now the other piece of roof, which is my front dormer roof, has got to go on like something like this. Now this is going to be the fun one. I do so hate to do this. I think I'm going to go and do that one off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll have another look. I have finished the roof, and I have fitted the bit of, what's it called, trim on the front. Now it did occur to me that before I fit my chimney, if I'm going to put a fire in to the fireplace, which I do want, I needed to make it. And what I've actually got here, and this is tiny, is world's smallest artificial fire. Now, what I actually started off with is a tiny piece of clear plastic, onto which I have stuck some black seed beads. They sort of represent the coals, whatever's burning, and then I've got some cellophane. I've got 3 colours of cellophane: red, orange and yellow, and this is some that I am hoarding because the brand of chocolates, candies in the UK that used to use these, very big deal at Christmas, they don't do it anymore, so this is worth holding on to. But I use some little tiny slithers of that to represent a bit of a fire. Now if I can get hold of this by the corner, I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to add a blob of glue to the plastic underneath, and then I'm going to fit it whichever way is the right way round think it's this way. Oh, straight onto the desk, because of course everybody wants their fire glued straight onto their desk. Let me just have the glue off there. So I've now got a little tiny fire. I don't know how well you can see that inside there against my hand. And so now I can fit the chimney into place. Now I'll move the tweezers out of the way and I'll pull the glue over so that it's a bit more easily accessible. And I am just going to run the glue down here. Oh, not that bit, that bit's already setting. I need some that's got a bit more life in it. And there we go. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop a couple of little bits onto this bit that fits over the roof, in the hope that when I fit all this together, it's going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to just slide that onto there like that, slide that onto there like that, and I do believe we've now got our chimney breast in place. Clean off the bit of glue off the outside, doesn't much, and there we have it. So, next things to go on are, there's some more trim to go up the side of here. Now, I've got these pieces of trim here, and I'm going to pop some glue onto this one. Pop that in to there like that, and then we will repeat with the piece for the other side. The only thing I will say with this is to pop the glue not on top of the filigree, the holes. Put it there, and then pop that into place like that, and that's the roof. The eaves trim, is that the right one? Now there is, obviously I've got a chimney pot to finish, because what is a chimney if it's not finished off? And I've got the piece here, the chimney pot, and we'll pop that on top. And then got a second piece to layer up. Pop this onto here like this, and then I need to clean this up before I add the chimney pot. So I'm just going to go and clean that up and get the last few little pieces ready, and then we can finish putting this together. I have popped some glue into the hole where I've got to put my chimney pot, which is like a bead or something like that, and then I put some more glue on the bottom of it, just to try and make sure that it grabbed as quickly as possible. Of course it's oozed, but Again, tidy up that, and the chimney pot is in. Now I've got a little tiny porch to go over the door, and it is literally over the door. It has to fit against the door frame that we've already fitted, and this is actually 2 pieces that I have already glued together off camera, because I figured it would be easier to put on. There we go. Come on. Into place we go. And that is, I think, looking quite good. Again, a little bit of clearing up to do on this side. It's crying out to be dressed with a little bit of some kind of garland or other. Got an idea I'm going to do that, but otherwise it's almost there. Now the final 2 pieces to add, I've got to go along the tops of the roofs. My only complaint, if I can have one, about Petite Properties buildings is the amount of time it takes to paint the details. I've got my little piece of roof trim here. That's took a while to do. I'll just pop that in there like that. And just scrape off some of that. Oh, should do better with my fingernail. No, it's going to be awkward. That might be a touch it up with a little bit of snow. Ah, that's worked. That's better. But yes, as I say, it might be a little bit of a touch it up with a bit of snow job once I'm happy with it. And let's glue up that side. So do that, and then we've just got the piece to put on top. But yeah, it's the time it takes to paint all these little detail bits. I know you can, you know, as I said, you do them with a sponge, but I don't know, even that, it takes a while. And I'll make sure I've got enough at this end. I don't want it coming loose at all. And then we fit this into place on the top here. And again, I am just going to tidy up extra bits of glue, and we have the basic build of the Gingerbread Cottage, and I like it. There is a reasonable amount of detail. Now obviously if this is going to be decorated as a gingerbread cottage, I could do with some kind of decoration on the roof. There wouldn't be flat panels, even if I just go around it with some 3D white paint. to sort of make it look like icing, or else I could sprinkle it with snow and then, you know, build up snow in the joint between the two bits of roof, etc. But I'm liking how it's come out. It hasn't actually took very long to build. It's quite a quick little project, but we're only halfway. We just got a building. And for me, I want more than that. Oh yes, and my fireplace. I do hope you can actually see that that looks quite effective in there. It looks like there's a little fire in the fireplace. I want this to have some pieces inside, and I want to fit it onto a little base outside, which will be the start of a slightly bigger project. This will probably be the only bit that I actually get done this year, but I may actually start filming something that will be for Christmas next year. I say that because who wants to watch Christmas videos after Christmas? Not most people. So I may get ahead of myself. I'm saying that, and we all know that how likely is that to happen? Not very. But I have a thought, because I've got another property which is the Christmas shop from last year's advent calendar, and I figure I can use that with this. But I would need a third building, and I'm not sure which building I'd want yet. I think I need to have a look and see what's available, how I can do that. To make together a little scene. I mean, I might even go for more than that and go for a bigger scene that I can use in my my living room at Christmas as actual decor, because why not show your minis off? So we have one gingerbread cottage. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Actually, I'll turn it that way so you can see it a bit better. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like, comment and subscribe. You know the routine. It all helps my channel one way or another. And consider ringing that notification bell, because then YouTube should let you know when I put up another video. There is going to be a second part to this, covering what I'm doing inside and also what I'm going to do outside. So look out for that, and I might even manage to get this through the second video without damaging it. The way it's going, that looks highly unlikely. But until next time, bye.